Alright, so today we're going to be talking about treats, how to create treats for your dog, especially in dog training. The first thing we're going to talk about is the value of treats. Alright, so the value of a carrot is not going to be as treaty as the value of a hot dog. A value of a hot dog is not going to be as treaty as the value of a ham steak. A ham steak is not going to be as valuable as a ribeye steak or a neck bone. They're meatier. Now you got several different types of treats. You got meats, you got vegetables, you got dog food, and then you got your store-bought steak flavored meaty treats. One that I like to go with, I like to start with a high value treat to get the dog's attention first. Something like a neck bone, steak, something that's meaty chicken. Then I will step down to something like a ham steak and possibly a hot dog. Once I have the dog's attention, I can start moving on to something like the store-bought because they know that I'm just delivering treats. Now, as you're training, and if you're a trainer or if you're training your personal dog every day, you want to have their own tub set up for them, just like right here. You want to fill that tub for that morning or afternoon, wherever you train, with enough food that would have been in their regular feeding that day. So if you're going to do a trail mix of, let's say, hot dogs, and you got dog food, and you got ham steak, and you got bacon, and you got some steak. You got some steak in there. You got your thing. You're gonna fill this up to the feeding that you would equal a cup. Now this cup is a little big, but this is probably about where a cup would be for a feeding. Somewhere in the mid-range here, you would fill it up. That's one. Now depending on the size of the dog, you might need 3 or 4. Depending on the size of your dog, you're gonna fill it up. So you got this already preloaded to go. All right? So you got your treat bag and you're ready to go. You got your treats now with the steak and the ham and stuff like that. A lot of times, I cook them because it gives them more of a flavor to the dog, and then I mix them in. I don't just give it to them raw. I mean, raw is nothing wrong with doing raw, but for treat purposes, I like to cook them. So then you take those treats that you have stored for that dog that day, for that feeding, so you know you have enough for a full feeding. You're not guessing this, you know it because you measured it, you chopped them up, you put them in here. You're gonna add them to your little pouch. You can simply close it, zip it back up, you're off the train. And you just buckle up, and then you have this nearby for a refill whenever you need it. You have the dog's name on there so that you know it's for that specific dog, for that training, for that day. And it should be empty at the end of training so you can refill it with fresh. I don't recommend using old all the time. It upsets their stomach and it starts to get moist and yucky. So that's how that works. Now again, with the steak, the stuff that's not cooked, I recommend that you put it in the oven 350 for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how well you want it, well done, medium rare. But when it's cooked, unlike when barf diet, remember barf diet is raw food. When it's cooked, the dog, it just gives them a better sense of it. It's a better flavor. It's more like eating a ribeye or T-bone. So raising the value of the treat is going to determine how much attention you have to the dog. I recommend doing a trail mix so the dog doesn't know what treat they're going to get next. And measuring the cups is going to make sure that the dog is adequate weight and they're getting their proper nutrition instead of guessing it, and the dog's losing weight while you're doing this training. And then if you time it and you do feeding, you do training in the morning, you should be able to feed the dog a full dog food bowl in the evening. So by the next morning, they're hungry again and they're ready to work. You should never have to starve a dog every single day. That way they start losing weight and they're not going to want to train and they're going to be more aggressive for the food. So I recommend that you get a good training schedule of good feeding times of a full bowl and have it a good distance between the treat time and the food. Is not, if you're doing treats, if the treats is the dog food, like a kibble, you're not going to get nothing out of it because I mean, it's not a desire, it's not a high value, and the dog is not going to really react to it. So you cut them up in small pieces, you get them situated inside of your pouches, and then you get the dogs ready, and you have each bowl, each container ready for the day, and then you could just swap dogs out all day long. So that's how you provide good meat treats for your dog, and I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there so a lot of people can ask about treats and what kind of treats we use, and that's what we use when we start training the dogs with treats. And you guys, thank you for watching Madison Bell, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Madison Bell German Shepherd.